There is something inside you that has never been satisfied by anything the world told you to want. Not the degree, not the job, not the relationship, not the house, not the number in your bank account. Something deeper keeps asking, is this it? Is this really what I came here for? And the honest answer, for most people, is no. Not because they failed, not because they made wrong choices, because the life the world offered them was never the life their soul came here to live. Your soul has a mission, not a vague, feel-good idea of mission, a specific, precise, unmistakable purpose, woven into the fabric of who you are, that has been trying to make itself known your entire life, through the things that move you when nothing else does, through the injustice you simply cannot walk past, through the person you become when you stop performing and start being real, through the recurring dream that never quite leaves you, through the restlessness that no achievement has ever silenced. That is your mission calling. And today, drawing from the deepest wells of ancient wisdom, from Plato and Plotinus, from the Akashic records and the Stoic philosophers, we are going to find it, not as a concept, as a lived recognition, the kind that arrives not as thought but as remembering. Yes, this is what I came for. By the end of this, you will have tools, practices, and a completely different way of seeing the life you have already lived. That will make your mission unmistakably clear. Let's begin. The first thing you need to understand is what a soul mission actually is. Because most people, when they think about purpose, think too small. They think about career, about what they should do for work, about how to make money doing something meaningful. These are not wrong questions, but they are surface questions. The soul's mission goes much deeper. Plato described it as the soul's ergon, its specific work, its particular contribution to the larger whole. Not what you do, what you are here to become, and what you are here to give through the becoming. Every soul, according to the Akashic tradition, enters each life with three things: a lesson to learn, a wound to heal, a gift to give. These three are not separate. They are the same thing seen from three different angles. The lesson you came to learn is always connected to the wound you carry, and the gift you came to give always grows directly from the wound you heal. This is the architecture of soul mission. And once you see it, once you understand how these three connect in your own life, everything that seemed random suddenly makes sense. Every loss, every struggle, every recurring theme that you wished would just go away. These were not obstacles to your mission. They were the mission, shaping you, preparing you, making you into exactly what was needed. Let's go deeper. To find your soul's mission, you first need to understand what the soul actually is. Not the religious concept, not the New Age concept, the philosophical one. Plato described the soul as the part of you that participates in eternal truth, not your personality, not your memories, not your preferences and habits and fears. The part of you that recognizes what is true, beautiful, and good, even before you can explain why. The part that knows when something is wrong even when everyone around you says it's right. The part that feels homesick for a place you have never been. That is the soul. And it arrived in this body, in this specific family, in this specific culture, at this specific moment in history, with complete intentionality. Plotinus described what he called the descent of the soul, the moment before birth when the soul, in full awareness, chooses the life it will enter, not randomly, with extraordinary wisdom. It looks at what it needs to develop, what it needs to heal, what the world needs that it can offer, and it chooses accordingly. The family that will provide exactly the right friction, the culture that will create exactly the right challenges, The body that will carry exactly the right gifts and limitations, all of it chosen, all of it purposeful, all of it in service of the mission. Now, when the soul enters the body, it forgets. This is not a mistake. It is part of the design. Plato called it lethe, the forgetting that happens at birth. The soul drinks from the river of forgetfulness and loses direct access to what it knew before. Why? Because if you remembered everything, if you arrived already knowing your mission, already understanding your purpose, already aware of the larger plan, you would not truly live it. You would perform it, execute it, check the boxes, but you would not grow through it. The forgetting is what makes the discovery real. The journey back to knowing your mission is itself part of the mission. The search is not separate from the purpose. The search is the purpose in its earliest form. And the fact that you are searching, that you are here right now asking these questions, is not evidence that you have lost your way. It is evidence that you are on it. The soul that is not searching is the soul that has gone to sleep. You are awake. That matters more than you know. Now let's talk about how the mission actually reveals itself, because it is always revealing itself. You just need to know what to look for. The mission reveals itself through 4 channels. The ancient philosophers described all 4, and when you know what to look for, you will start seeing them everywhere in your own life. The first channel is longing, not desire for things, not ambition for achievement. A specific, persistent, unreasonable longing for something you cannot fully name. Plato described this in his dialogue called The Symposium. He said that every human soul carries within it a longing for its original wholeness, a yearning to return to something it once knew and has been reaching toward ever since. This longing is not a problem to be solved. It is a compass. It is pointing toward what the soul came here to find. What do you long for that you cannot explain? Not what you think you should want, what you actually unreasonably, persistently long for. The experience of being fully seen, the ability to create something beautiful, the feeling of genuine community, the sense of making a real difference, the experience of deep stillness and peace. Whatever it is, however impractical it seems, that longing is information. It is the soul's memory of what it came here to move toward. The second channel is recurring themes. Look at the significant experiences of your life, not the surface events, but the themes underneath them. What lessons keep appearing in different forms? The relationship that ended badly, and the one before it, and the one before that, all teaching the same thing about boundaries or worth or trust. The career that felt empty, and the one before it, all pointing toward the same unfulfilled need for meaning or expression or contribution. The recurring conflict with authority, pointing towards something about authenticity and freedom. The recurring experience of feeling invisible, pointing towards something about your need to be truly known. These themes are not accidents. They are the curriculum. Your soul chose them because they contain the specific lessons it came to learn, and they keep recurring with increasingly dramatic variations until the lesson is finally understood. When you understand the lesson, the theme stops repeating. Not because life gets easier, because you stop recreating the conditions of the lesson once you have learned what it was teaching. The third channel is what breaks your heart, not sentimentally, specifically. What injustice in the world do you find impossible to accept? What suffering do you encounter that stops you completely, that you cannot walk past the way others seem to? What breaks open something in you that most people keep closed? That breaking, that specific breaking, is a signal. It points toward what your soul came here to address. The person who cannot walk past homelessness, whose soul came to address the wound of belonging and shelter, the person who cannot witness a child being overlooked, whose soul came to address the wound of invisibility, the person who cannot tolerate dishonesty and injustice, whose soul came to address the wound of truth suppressed. Your heartbreak is not weakness, it is specificity. It is your soul telling you, here, this is what I came for. The fourth channel is effortless excellence. What do you do that feels natural to you, that others find remarkable, but that you barely notice because it is so intrinsic to who you are? The ability to see clearly what others cannot see. The ability to hold space for people in pain. The ability to explain complex things simply. The ability to create beauty from whatever materials are available. The ability to lead without anyone asking you to. These effortless excellences are not accidents of personality. They are the gifts the soul brought with it, the tools it needs to fulfill its mission. What comes so naturally to you that you assume everyone can do it? That thing is your gift, and your gift is pointing directly toward your mission. Now let's talk about the role of the Akashic records in finding your mission. Because the records, as we have explored before, hold something extraordinary. They hold the blueprint. Before you were born, before the forgetting, your soul knew exactly what it came here to do. That knowledge was not lost at birth. It was stored in the records, in the deepest layer of your own being, accessible if you know how to listen. Many people who access the records with this specific question, what is my soul's mission, report one of three experiences. The first is sudden clarity, a knowing that arrives complete, not piece by piece, but all at once. Like a light turning on in a room you have been navigating in the dark. Suddenly you can see what has always been there. The pattern of your life makes sense. The struggles were preparation. The gifts were tools. The wounds were the curriculum. And the mission, which has been there all along, becomes unmistakably visible. The second experience is confirmation. Many people already know, somewhere beneath the noise, what their mission is. They have always known, but they doubted it. It seemed too simple, too personal, too impractical, too different from what others expected of them. What the records offer these people is not new information, it is permission. The deep, resonant, undeniable confirmation that what they already sensed was true, is true, and that the life they have been afraid to live is exactly the life they came here to live. The third experience is direction, not the full mission revealed, but the next step, the specific action, the specific conversation, the specific direction that is the next right move toward the mission. This is often what people most need, not the entire map, just the next step, taken in trust, leading to the step after. The Akashic records are not a destination, they are a compass, consulted again and again as the mission unfolds, offering guidance, confirmation, direction at each stage of the journey. Now I want to give you a practice, a specific way of accessing the records around this question of mission. Find your quiet space, create your container, settle your body, set your intention, and from that place of stillness, ask 3 questions. Ask them one at a time, slowly, with genuine openness. First question: what is the recurring theme in the significant experiences of my life? Sit with this. Notice what arises, not the surface events, the theme underneath them. Second question: what breaks my heart that I cannot walk past? Sit with this. Feel it rather than think it. Let the specific answer arise from somewhere deeper than logic. Third question: what comes so naturally to me that I forget it is a gift? Sit with this. Think of moments when others expressed surprise or gratitude for something you did without thinking. What was it? Write down what comes from each of these 3 questions. Then, look at what you have written. The intersection, the place where the theme, the heartbreak, and the effortless gift all meet. That intersection is your mission, not as a job description, as a way of being, a quality of contribution, a direction for your life energy. It has been there all along, waiting for you to look. Now I want to address something that stops many people from claiming their mission. Fear. Specifically, the fear that the mission will ask too much, that it will require you to give up what is comfortable and safe, that it will ask you to be seen in ways that feel terrifying, that it will ask you to fail in public in service of something uncertain. This fear is real, and it is worth taking seriously, because the mission does ask things of you. It asks courage, it asks honesty, it asks the willingness to be exactly who you are, even when who you are does not fit the expectations around you. Marcus Aurelius understood this. He did not choose to be emperor. It was given to him, and the mission it carried, to rule justly, to think clearly, to model wisdom in the most powerful position in the world, terrified him. His meditations are full of the struggle, the self-doubt, the sense of not being enough for what was being asked. And yet, he showed up, every day, with the full weight of the mission and the full weight of his inadequacy, and he did the work, not perfectly, but honestly, fully, with everything he had. This is what the mission asks. Not perfection, presence, not certainty, courage, not the absence of fear, the willingness to act in the presence of it. Epictetus, the former slave, faced a mission that seemed impossible: to develop and share the deepest philosophy of freedom while enslaved, to teach what he could not himself fully practice, and through the teaching, to practice it more completely than anyone around him. His mission did not wait for better circumstances. It grew directly from the worst circumstances, and what he gave the world, from that place of apparent limitation, has outlasted empires. Your mission does not need better circumstances either. It needs you, as you are, where you are, with what you have, right now. The fear that you are not enough, that is not information about your capacity. That is the ego protecting itself from the expansion the mission requires. Feel the fear, acknowledge it, and take the next step anyway. Because on the other side of the fear, on the other side of the first honest step, is the life your soul came here to live, and nothing, no comfort, no safety, no avoidance is worth the cost of that life unlived. Now let's talk about something that the Akashic records reveal about mission that surprises most people. Your mission is not about you. I know that sounds strange. We have been talking about your soul, your purpose, your gifts, your calling. But the deepest teaching of the records, and of every ancient philosopher who touched this truth, is that the mission is always in service of something larger. Plotinus described this as the soul's contribution to the world soul. The living intelligence that animates all of existence needs each individual soul to develop its unique quality and offer it back, not for the soul's benefit alone, for the whole. Think of it like an orchestra. Every instrument has its unique sound, its specific range, its particular quality of expression. And the symphony, the thing that moves people to tears, that creates beauty beyond what any single instrument can create, requires every instrument playing its specific part, not trying to play someone else's part, not staying silent out of false modesty, playing its own part, fully, honestly, precisely, so that the whole can be complete. Your mission is your instrument, and the world, right now, in this moment, needs you to play it. Not someday, not when you are ready, Not when you have figured it all out. Now, with the instrument you have, in the imperfect condition it is in, from wherever you are standing. Because here is what happens when people do not play their instrument. The symphony is incomplete, not in a metaphorical sense, actually incomplete. The specific quality you carry, the specific way you see, the specific way you love, the specific way you understand, that quality is needed in your family, in your community, in the people whose lives intersect with yours in ways you cannot always see. Every act of genuine contribution, however small it appears, ripples outward in ways that are impossible to track. The teacher who saw one student clearly, and that student went on to see others. The friend who said the true thing at the right moment, and that truth changed a life that changed other lives. The stranger who created something beautiful, and that beauty reminded someone that beauty was still possible, and that person found the courage to keep going. Your mission is not separate from your daily life. It is expressed in your daily life, in the quality of your attention, the honesty of your words, the courage of your choices, the love you bring to ordinary moments. This is what Epicurus pointed toward when he said that the highest pleasure is the contribution to a community of friends, not the grand gesture, the daily presence, the faithful showing up, the consistent offering of your specific gift to the people in your life. That is the mission, in its most real and practical form. Start there. Now I want to speak to those of you who feel that you have missed your mission, that it is too late, that you took wrong turns, that you spent years, maybe decades, living someone else's life or no life at all. I want to speak to you directly, because this feeling, this sense of having missed the mission, is one of the most painful things a soul can carry, and it deserves an honest answer. Here is what the ancient philosophers say, and here is what the Akashic records confirm. It is never too late, not as a platitude, as a philosophical truth. The soul does not measure time the way the personality does. The personality looks at years wasted and feels despair. The soul looks at the same years and sees preparation, sees everything that was developed in those years of apparent wandering, the resilience, the understanding, the hard-won wisdom that would not have been available without exactly that journey. Plato wrote about this. He said that the philosopher who arrives at truth late in life has something the young philosopher lacks, the lived experience that makes truth not just an idea, but a reality tested against everything. The understanding that comes not from reading about suffering, but from surviving it. The compassion that grows not from imagining loss, but from experiencing it. These are not consolation prizes for a delayed awakening. They are the specific gifts that late awakening makes possible. Marcus Aurelius did not truly find his philosophy until he was in his 40s, already emperor, already carrying burdens that would have broken most people. And it was exactly those burdens, that weight, that responsibility, that pressure, that made his philosophy as deep and tested and real as it was. The Meditations could not have been written by a young man in easy circumstances. They required exactly the life he had lived. Your life, exactly as it has been preparing you for exactly what comes next, not despite the detours, because of them. The mission does not require that you have lived perfectly. It requires that you are willing to begin now, with whatever clarity you have, with whatever gifts you have developed, with whatever understanding the journey so far has given you. Begin now, not with a grand gesture, with the next honest step. The soul that begins honestly, even late, even imperfectly, even with great uncertainty, is already living its mission. Because the mission was never about the destination. It was always about the quality of presence you bring to the journey, And you can bring that starting right now, this moment, this breath, this choice. We have covered a great deal today. Let me bring it together into something you can carry with you. Your soul has a mission. It is not hidden from you. It has been revealing itself your entire life, through your longings, your recurring themes, your heartbreaks, your effortless gifts. You already know more about it than you think you do. The Akashic records hold the blueprint, accessible in stillness, through honest questioning, through the willingness to listen to what is deeper than thought. The mission is not about perfection, it is about presence, not about grand achievement, about faithful contribution, day by day in the ordinary moments, with the specific gifts you carry. It is never too late to begin. The soul does not count wasted years. It sees preparation, and the world needs what you carry, right now, not someday, not when you are ready, now. Here is your practice, to take with you after this. For the next 7 days, every morning before the day begins, ask yourself one question. What is one small way I can express my soul's gift today? Not a grand gesture. One small, honest, specific thing. A conversation you have been avoiding. A creative act you have been postponing. A truth you have been afraid to say. A kindness you have been meaning to offer. A boundary you have been afraid to set. One small thing, every day, for 7 days. And notice what happens. Notice how the mission, which seemed abstract and distant, becomes concrete and present. Notice how the restlessness begins to settle into something that feels like direction. Notice how the life you are living begins to feel, even slightly, more like the life you came here to live. Plato called the examined life the only life worth living, not because the unexamined life has no value, but because only the examined life can become what it was meant to be. You are examining, you are asking, you are here. That is not small, that is the beginning of everything. Your soul has a mission, and right now, in this moment of honest seeking, you are living it. Ancient wisdom, modern minds, you are not lost. You are exactly where you need to be. Go find what you came here for. It has been waiting for you all along.